What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And yeah, as you can see by the headline right here, we got this guy, the Willows Showrunner, Jon Kasdan, living in absolute delusion world, all right, thinking that this series isn't actually canceled, okay? The series is canceled, and he's buying into these producers and everybody telling him, oh yeah, no, we good. Just go keep working on them scripts, okay? Listen. You got to understand that this thing was an absolute train wreck, okay? The entire show was a disaster, all right? And this has nothing to do with the LGBTQ community, okay? I don't care if this thing didn't have any of that stuff in it. It was garbage, all right? It's just a garbage series, and it's okay, all right? Jon, dust yourself off and try again, okay? You don't have to sit up here and live in delusion world thinking that your show really isn't canceled, okay? They told you in the nicest way possible, your show is canceled. Okay, it's sitting up there on the shelf next to Rian Johnson's trilogy. It's over. It's a wrap. All right, they're not going to make this thing. Okay, and this guy's living in these delusions thinking that they are. Look, you're a made man. Okay, you know, you're the son of Jon Kasdan. He is practically Lucasfilm royalty. All right, they're going to give you second, third, fourth, fifth opportunities, completely destroy anything that you want to destroy. All right, you already destroyed Solo. All right, you wrote Solo, and that's the only box office bomb in Star Wars history, and they still said, here's the keys to Willow. All right, so they're going to continue to give you opportunities. I would just say, you know what? Let me dust myself off from this. Let me find another IP somewhere else that I could kind of wreck, all right? And let me dive in and see if I can do a better job, okay? Because this show is absolute trash. I don't care if you're from the LGBTQ community or not, all right? You can't watch this show and say, oh, this is objectively a good show. It's terrible. The only people that would ever like this show is somebody that is ideologically aligned with the LGBTQ community, all right? And even they shouldn't accept bad writing and bad acting on behalf of their ideologies and their communities and things of that nature, okay? They shouldn't do it, but nevertheless, they did. Let's go ahead and read what this article has to say about this guy's delusions, because it's absolutely ridiculous. Willow fans got some disappointing news this week when it was widely reported that the Disney Plus series, a sequel to Ron Howard and George Lucas's 1988 film of the same name, had been canceled after one season. Listen, this thing has absolutely nothing to do whatsoever with this film, okay? It's just in character names only. All right. This thing is as far away from George Lucas's original vision as anything could be. I mean, even worse than the sequel trilogy is the Star Wars, the original Star Wars. This is further away. All right. This has it doesn't even feel like it belongs in the same film universe, even though it has some common names. It's ridiculous. The news hardly seems surprising given that every streaming service is dealing with budget cuts and Disney is in the midst of a leadership overhaul. And the show is trash, all right? The show got absolutely destroyed, all right, from the fans, all right? The critics seem to like it. The fans absolutely dog-walked this thing into oblivion, all right? As it turns out, the initial reporting may not have told the whole story. Yeah, I don't think we're getting the whole story, and I don't think this guy right here got the whole story either, all right? I think they just gave him some lines that he could go out and run with and feel good about himself, again, because he's the son of Jon Kasdan. Jonathan Kasdan, who created the series and served as a showrunner for season 1, released a statement on his personal Twitter account to contextualize the reports that the show was canceled. And I'm just going to skip right to his statement. It says the decision was made last week to release our main cast for other series opportunities that may arise for them in the coming years. Stop. All right. That's number one. They let the cast go on out there and get some other jobs. All right. These people are untalented, by the way. All of these actors and actresses that were in this thing, they weren't that good. All right. Some of them were, but most of them wasn't. All right. They probably won't have anything else to do until Lucasfilm tries to offer them another opportunity. Now, I want you to keep in mind what he's about to say right here and how he contradicts something else he's going to say later. All right. With all the TV and movies in production around the world, it seems unfair to limit an actor's availability without a clear sense of when you're going to need them again. It's further trivialized by the simple reality that the scripts we've been working on require just as many actors with whom no such contractual hold exists. All right. So they don't have certain guys under contract. They got other people under contract. So they said, let them all go and let them find other jobs because we're done here and we're not going to make the show anymore. I mean, guys, just wake up, bro. So his quote continues here. If you're asking what this means for you as a viewer or me as a creator, here's what I think it means. Due to forces much larger and more intricate than I would ever pretend to fully understand, production of streaming shows is slowing down across the entire industry. Did you see that? This guy up here earlier in this article said, oh, you know, with all the movie and TVs and productions all over the world, like there's all kinds, just a big abundance of just television shows everywhere, right? But then later on down here, he says, yeah, that shit's slowing down. okay, across the entire industry, okay? So stuff is slowing down, but at the same time, he got to release these people so they can be available for everything that's coming out there. Look, it's a wrap, man. This thing is done, okay? They told you some line that you believed, and you're sitting up here eating it up, and you're really believing that they're going to bring this show back. Lucasfilm cancels 2 upcoming Star Wars movies. Read through the lines, bro. Disney divulges why next Star Wars movie is taking so long. Read between the lines, bro. Damon Lindelof doesn't sound too optimistic about his new Star Wars movie. Read between the lines, bro. This week's episode of The Mandalorian is the show's lowest rated ever. These cats can't get Mandalorian to work. They can't get a new Star Wars movie off the ground. You are the last on the totem pole, okay? You are on the bottom of the totem pole. You are underneath the ground right now, all right? Willow is the furthest thing from these cats' minds, okay? Read between the lines. You are done. You are over. You are finito. Done. But here's what's equally true. With the enthusiastic and unwavering support of Lucasfilm and Disney, we've developed and written what we hope is a brain-meltingly fun, richer and darker, better Volume 2, which builds on the characters and the stories for our first 8 chapters, The Worm Survived. Look, whatever all of this stuff that he was talking about right up in here, I was done, okay? I tapped out at it for about episode 5. I was done, okay? I'm like, I can't do this no more. I got noses to pick. I got grass to watch grow. I got paint to watch dry, okay? I can't be bothered with whatever it is you're doing here, because this trash was absolutely unwatchable, okay? Unwatchable. You guys remember, I did videos all throughout Willow, okay? Up until about that episode 5 when I was done, all right? And one of the videos I did was talking about like the review boosting, all right? The review boosting of people trying to get that Willow rating up above like wherever it was at the time. I want to say it was at like 30% for the audience score. Look where it's at right now, okay? This thing wasn't sitting at 66%. It was down into the low 10s and teens, okay? It was down there. And somehow this thing has risen from the grave all the way up to 66%. And that's strictly on review boosting. You will never see an article about that. I did a video about that. I'll link that above. And I showed the evidence from Twitter, which I'm not about to go dig through. But there's evidence on Twitter that they were absolutely pushing a review boosting campaign to get this score up from wherever it was at, like in the 10s and 20s, all the way up to where it's at now, where everybody's like, oh, it's a good show, or everybody liked it. It was a good movie. It was an absolute trash television show, okay? No doubt about it. And nevertheless, you always hear the stuff about the review bombing, but you never hear about that, okay? And I did a video about that. I hope y'all watch it. But anyway, folks, what do you think about these guys living in their delusions, all right? That Willow is somehow going to come back from the dead, all right, and become a series once again. I absolutely laugh at it, okay? This show, of all shows that came out last year, was one of the worst disasters, okay? This show, probably Witcher Blood Origins, is right next to it in terms of just being an utter train wreck of a show. And yeah, I think Lucasfilm is pulling the plug on this one, absolutely. But you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments below. Give me your thoughts and your opinions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.